Okay, you guys, happy Saturday. You know what that means? It means a little bit of door knocking. Yes, I'm back at it. I apologize. The last weekend I was actually kind of sick and I was working on my apartment. And then the last just few days has been, I've just, recovering from getting sick. Hey man, we all get sick. I know everybody talks about hustle and grind and make that money, and I'm all about it. But when you're thrown up, you're thinking of other things. So anyways, I feel much better. I'm at like 90%. So I'm out here door knocking. Time to get leads, fill your pipeline, help people out of really, really tough situations. I was actually talking to somebody just a couple days ago. He's like, Brandon, I see you always door knocking. What do you do? How do you do it? And I was like, well, don't tell anybody, but there's a secret way that you knock on people's door that lets them know they need to open the door for you. And I was like, no, man, it doesn't matter. If you knock loud, knock soft, you use the doorbell, use the Ring doorbell, it doesn't matter, right? Like, if they don't know you, there's a high likelihood that they're probably not going to open the door. It's just simple as that, right? So really where the value is, in my opinion, is leaving information, letting them come to their own decision. Obviously, if you can talk to somebody, that's miles better than them reading a flyer, taking your business card, whatever, right? But most people just don't open the door. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is, right? Do you open the door for random people knocking on your door? Right? Like, why? Why would you do that? You don't want to be sold anything. And these people who have already been having a bunch of random people knock on the door because of the foreclosure, because of the probate, because of the whatever, if it's not sales, they know it's the other thing. So they really don't want to open their door, right? Anyways, when it comes down to it, you guys, people are going to make their own decisions. And you just have to let them know that, like, hey, I have options. The bank is telling you your only option is to get foreclosed on or is to pay up. Well, we have different options, right? And if you'd like to hear those, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you, right? You got to create curiosity. You got to let them know that you're a problem solver, right? And then at that point, you can't convince people to do stuff. I know this is, and I've always struggled with this as a sales guy. I can educate people and I can build rapport and I can encourage, but at the end of the day, and I don't care what any of these other like sales gurus people say, at the end of the day, it really comes down to like, hey guys, you have options, you do, but you have to make your own decision, right? No matter what color the package is, no matter what celebrity endorses it, no matter how much money you have, no matter how easy it is to get, at some point you have to say, I want that, and I'm going to take the steps necessary to go get it. And that is an internal decision. I've watched people, I've talked to these people, I've watched them. They have literally given hundreds of thousands of dollars back to the bank. They've given it back to the county because of unpaid taxes. That means me and probably 20 other investors, I'd say at least 20 other investors have at some point in the process, whether it's notice of default, tax delinquent, first year through 6th year here in Oregon, whether it's pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, whether it's probate, whatever it is, like at some point they've been harassed by multitudes of people. And at the end of the day, when it was time, when there was no more time on the clock and they had to make a decision, their decision was to do nothing. And that decision cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. So was it the best move for them? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it's their decision. So this is my door knocking video for you guys, right? Like, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink, right? In fact, if the horse is so stubborn to come to the water, you can bring the water to the horse You can drive the horse through the deserts of Egypt, and at the other end, hand them an ocean of water, clean water, not salty water, right? Like an ocean of fresh water that horses drink. But the horse still has to put, you know what I mean? You could waterboard the horse, I guess, right? But at a certain point, like, the horse has got to want to, right? Like, you got to want to drink the water. You got to want to change your situation. You got to sign an agreement. You have to, like, you know, you can have all of the pressure in the world, and you would think most people would say, okay, this is too much pressure. I want to sign something and I want the pressure to go away. But that's not so in every case. So just be mindful of that. When you're like strangling people, like you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose all your equity, right? You need to just realize, like, some people just aren't going to pull their head up from the sand. And that's just what it is. There's been multiple people that I have helped, and there's been multiple people that other investors have helped, and then they've ghosted us, right? They've signed the agreement. We've delayed the foreclosure. We've probably not caught up their taxes. Like, if we caught up their taxes, or we caught up their, like, if you stop the foreclosure with money, like if you have a financial investment, you know, $10, $20, $30, $50,000, you better have more than a purchase and sell agreement. You better have a memorandum. You better have a mechanics lien. You better have some way if you have stopped the foreclosure because of non-payment of mortgage, and then by paying it up, by getting it caught up with your own money or an investor's money, but money, the next thing you better do the second they stop talking to you is restart that foreclosure by foreclosing on them. You are now the person who's going to foreclose on them and take the house if they don't get you your money back or follow through with what they agreed to. So, just be very mindful about helping people, because sometimes once they receive that help, they may not decide to continue working with you. And I have actually lost money helping people, and now I don't do that anymore. So just be mindful. But when it comes to door knocking, you guys, all you can do is provide options. That's all you can do. There's not a particular way that you say it. There's not particular words that you say. There's not a particular person. There's not a particular place. There's not a vocal variety. There's not vocabulary that you could use that's going to get somebody to do something that they don't want to do at the end of the day, right? And if they do want to do it, then yeah, there's ways that you can convince people or motivate them to work with you. But all that is it's you being you, right? There's so many people that'll never do business with me, never. And it's not because of the words I say or how I say it or the way that I say it or the way that I look or the way that I dress. It's a culmination of all those things, and the timing and the words that I use and the inflection, the tonality, the questions that I ask. There's just going to be people that'll never want to do business with me, and they'll never know why. It's just because I remind them of their high school bully or something, and they don't even know it. But then you come to the door, say the same thing, the same way, but you don't have glasses. Boom, they're signing with you. Or they get a phone call the day, the moment after I leave, they get a phone call, and now their grandma's in the hospital. Now they're motivated. Now they have to, and then you come knock on the door, or you make a phone call, and I'll do whatever, right? Things change. So anyways, that's my door knocking inspiration video for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Before I start door knocks, I got some virtual tours to do. Make a quick little buck for doing some real estate photography, and then I'm gonna hit the doors. Have a good one, you guys. Let's get it.